Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're answering your questions today. I've been getting a lot more questions in the comment section of our video. So if you have a question, just put it in the comment section below and maybe I'll answer it. Today's question is, how much do the hitter and the catcher talk at the major leagues? And so I'm going to go through and give you examples of what I used to do with the catcher, and then I'll talk about what some other players will do, because I wasn't the most talkative, but I'm going to give you different situations. So the first thing, and almost every player does this, and I did this as well. When you walk to the plate, the first time, just the first time, after that you don't do it, but the first time you walk up there, you almost always, at least I did, and again, most players do, they say hello to both the catcher and the umpire. So it's not just the catcher. So you walk up, umpire's there, hey Tim, how you doing? Hey, I don't know, let's say Benny's catching. Hey Benny, how you doing, buddy? Give him a little tap on the shin pad or something like that. He'll usually say hello, except for Chris Iannetta with the Rockies. I think that's who it was. I walked up to the plate with him and I said hi to whoever was umpiring, I don't remember. And then I said, hey Chris, how you doing? And he big leagued me. He just didn't say a word. And so I was like, okay. And then the next game, I didn't say anything to the catcher because now I'm like, well, maybe in the major leagues, you don't say hello to anybody. I'll just shut my mouth and I won't say hi to anybody. And then I can't remember who it was. It was a veteran catcher. Who the hell was it? Oh, man, I can't remember. But I remember I didn't say anything and I got in. It wasn't Molina. Who was? It was, well, there's like 17 Molinas. It was a veteran catcher. I can't remember. But anyways, I didn't say anything and I got in. And I remember him being like, hey, he's like, what's up, man? You're not going to say hello to me? And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because I was so scared because Chris Iannetta made me feel like I should just shut up because I was a rookie and I got big league. So that's the first thing that you normally do when you go to the plate. Now, the second time I'll talk to the catcher is every now and then there'll be a pitch that I'm like, what the hell was that? So it happened with Ubaldo Jimenez. He threw me like these 90 mile an hour, 91 mile an hour sliders that were absolutely filthy. And sometimes I'd see that and I'd be like, dude, like, what the hell was that right there? And some catchers will say what it was and some catchers won't say anything because they don't want you to know what it is. But I would do that every now and then. Now, you don't see enough like ridiculous stuff. I mean, it has to be like really crazy. Like at that time, 91 mile an hour sliders, that was like unheard of. Now it's like everybody throws them. But back in 2008, when I made my debut, you weren't seeing a whole lot of 90 plus mile an hour sliders. So I'm going to ask, what is that? Number three thing I would say is if the catcher made like a really nice block or pick, I'm going to comment on that. So guy makes a real pick, I say, hey, nice pick. Guy makes a really block, nice block, man. How the hell did you block that thing? Just something, just trying to be nice. But that's pretty much it, like really quick and simple. The next thing would be if the catcher is someone that I know, so like a former teammate, I will probably talk more to them. Now, for me, I'm not someone that I can't talk during an at-bat. There's some players that will have like long conversations and they'll talk the entire at-bat with catchers. I can't do that. Like I need to concentrate. I'm not good enough to do that. I wasn't even good enough to chew bubble gum or seeds when I was hitting or fielding because I needed to have every bit of concentration on the pitch. That's it. You've seen some, like, I don't know how some players, you'll see like a player will be blowing a bubble like mid-swing. I don't know how the hell they did that. Like I have to focus. And so I never really wanted to talk to the catchers. I don't like talkative catchers. Most catchers at the big league level and pro level aren't really talkative. Again, if it's a friend of mine, I will talk to them a little bit more, especially if I haven't seen them in a while. But that usually is like right when I get to the plate. So it's not going to be like in between pitches. I get to the plate quick. I say what's going on, everybody. Jimmy's catching. I ask Jimmy how he's doing, like how he likes his new club, how his family is, whatever. I talk to him really quickly about that. And then I get into the box. And then once the first pitch is made, that's it for me. I'm not talking anymore. I'm not going to continue to talk. With the pitch clock rules now, I'm sure that has become even more difficult. You've got to kind of like talk a lot quicker for that. You used to be able to like take forever. You go up there, you could sit, baseball used to be much slower. Now that they've got much more, the pace of play has increased, obviously. But so players probably have to keep their talking to more of a minimum now. And that's really all I would really say. I didn't talk a whole lot. You know what really drove me nuts is when the catcher and the umpire talk to each other a lot, because sometimes you'll have like a catcher umpire that are just real chatty and they'll be talking the entire at bat. And when the pitch is made, right, as a hitter, just to give you insight, if you haven't hit or if you just haven't hit in a long time, after a pitch is made, like my brain is immediately, right, I'm calculating that pitch. Okay, here comes the pitch. There it was. Okay, what pitch was that? And then I'm immediately starting to calculate what's the next pitch going to be, right? So I'm trying to figure out what pitch I want to sit on. So I've got a game plan going into the at-bat based on my strengths as a hitter, the strengths of the pitcher, the game situation. And so I've kind of already calculated what my game plan is, but then every pitch I'm going to calculate what pitch I may be seeing and in what part of the strike zone I'm looking at. So that first pitch, if it's a fastball for a ball, my brain is going to start to calculate, okay, what do I think the next pitch is going to be and where? If that first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike, my brain is going to start to process totally different information because it was a different pitch and a different outcome. And I'm going to start to figure out, okay, is he going to double up on that breaking ball again? Do I think he's going to go back to a fastball? Is he going to come in? Is he going to go away? Like, so my brain is doing all these calculations really, really quickly. And so that's why when people were talking about the pitch clock and hitters don't really like it, and some people ask, like, you know, why are hitters stepping out? Like, what's taking so long? Like, just get right back in. Almost every hitter I've ever talked to, and I know for me, like, this is happening every single pitch. I'm calculating, I'm trying to come up with an educated guess on how that pitcher is going to attack me that very next pitch, right? So, and then I'm going to create in my mind, like, how am I going to attack whatever it is I'm going to see? And so it happens really quickly, but you do need some time. And so I think that's the biggest thing that maybe people don't realize, that all that thought process is going on. And if I'm trying to think and I hear the umpire and the catcher talking about, you know, what they did the night before or about whatever, I mean, I've heard them talk about all kinds of ridiculous stuff. It bothers me, okay? It just bothers me. So I don't like talking. And last story, Tyler Pyburn, he'll probably never see this video, but so Tyler was a catcher when we were younger, and he used to drive me nuts, and I still remember it because he would purposely try to talk to you the whole at bat because he was trying to, like, get inside your head, and I hated it. And I remember one time I told him to shut up. I said, shut up, Ty. I'm tired of listening to this. I'm trying to hit here. I'm trying to focus. This is like probably when we were like 13 or 14. But every single time he'd tell jokes back there, try to make you laugh. I freaking hated it. He's probably the only catcher that really did that to me. And it left a lot of mental scars for me because I still remember it to this day. He's the worst I've ever seen. Thankfully, I only had to have him catch a couple days out of my career. So that's all we have. That's the talk between hitter and catcher, at least in my experience. I don't like talking to him, sorry. Nothing against him, I just need to concentrate. I'm not good enough to not concentrate. So that's all we got. Thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. If you have a question, put it down below and I'll answer it, and we'll talk to you later.